Back in J.K. Dobbins, who I think could be an all-pro. They got one of the best tight ends in football, a plethora of perimeter weapons, some health on the offensive line, a very good defensive line, one of the better young linebackers in the NFL, and a top 5 secondary. And no one talks about it.
Oh, what it is! Welcome back to another episode of At the Bank, a Baltimore Ravens podcast. Yo, this episode is about to be dope, you feel me? Because, yo, I'm about to be sitting here giving y'all the 53-man roster for the Flockers this year, man. And it's a pretty good team, man. I'm going to be giving y'all the 53-man roster. I'm going to be telling y'all who made the practice squad. And I'm going to give y'all my prediction of what the total wins and losses that my Ravens can account to this year, you feel me? So, you know what I mean? Before we get this show started, man, I would like to go ahead and wish our fellow Raven, Jalen Amore Davis, a happy birthday, my guy. Yo, happy birthday to you, man. I hope you really celebrating your birthday. You actually made the 53-man roster also. So, hope you enjoy your birthday, man, because this is the last Sunday that you're going to have off because the season starts next Sunday, yo, and I cannot wait. Woo! It's gonna be a good game, man. You feel me, man? And before I get there to see this episode actually started, man, be on the lookout. If you're not following my Instagram page right now at the bank _podcast, you need to go ahead and do it right now while the show is going on, because following next Sunday, yo, this Sunday coming back up, I will be at the bank, yo, going through the tailgate, and you feel me? So if you want to see me interact with some of the fans, you want to see me as the fans talk about what they're expecting of this upcoming season, yo, please make sure y'all go follow my Instagram, you feel me? And tune into an Instagram exclusive, you feel me? So as y'all already see, I got my Ravens hat, I got my Ravens shirt, got the gear on, yo. I feel like I'm part of the team now. I feel like I'm part of the coaching staff, you feel me? But no, on the serious tip, man, yo, this season should be a good one, man. And the 53-man roster, I ain't even gonna hold you. Some of the people, I realized that they was going to make the team, but there was some people that still snuck in without actually, without even me really thinking about them actually making the team. It's a couple of people that I thought that was going to even make the team or probably make the practice squad and didn't even make the practice squad or the team, man. So I most definitely can't sit and wait and talk about this 53-man roster. You feel me? Matter of fact, before we even get this started, man. Let me see. I got a comment already, man. Yes, sir, Purnell. Yes, sir. Sports PSP, yo. My guy Purnell, yo. If y'all not following my guy, yo, real dope content. He got a real dope show called Sports PSP, and he also got the Commanders on Demand, yo. So football season is here. Yes, Purnell, yo. This is the last Sunday without football, boy. I cannot wait, man. I even started watching college football the other day, and college football was very interesting, even though some of the teams wasn't even playing no top contenders or anything in that nature, and it's just week one, but football was still good, man. Shout out to Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes, actually winning his first debut game in the NCAA rankings, man, and it was a good turnout. Colorado won 45-42. Coach Prime and his son, Shador Sanders, man, set school records, threw over 500-something yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Very, very good day. Travis Hunter played both ways, man, and Shorty got it done, man. He's looking like the new Prime 2.0. You know what I mean? So can't wait to see what the rest of the season has out for Colorado, man. But so far, so good. You feel me? I didn't seen it. Also, Caleb Williams from the UFC, man. USC Trojans. Now I ain't even gonna lie. Now I ain't really had too much stake in the shorty. You know what I mean? I let everybody else do all the hype, and they was like, oh, yeah, like my man Purnell was saying, like the Commanders should tank to go ahead and get him. I heard other people saying the Arizona should tank to go get him. Caleb Williams is really looking like a solid quarterback already. You know what I mean? So it was just the first game. It was my first game seeing him play. So I'm almost definitely gonna be tuning in and watching Shorty as he progresses and see do he progress this year. So should be an interesting college season this year, man. So if y'all not paying attention to college, go ahead and pay attention to college because this is going to lead us up to in the draft. You know what I mean? Figure out who the Flock Nation should go ahead and start looking at looking into, starting coming into the season, going into the next draft season. You feel me? So college football is up, it's back, it's available. It's been so far impressive so far. So tune in, you know what I mean? But we here to talk about the Ravens, man, and this 53-man roster, you feel me? So let's go ahead and get straight into it, man. We're going to start off with the offense side of the ball, man. Of course, the offense side of the ball has new weapons, you feel me? And also, we got our paid quarterback for 5 more years, you feel me? So let's go talk about that right now. Our quarterbacks right now it's going to be Tyler Huntley and Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson getting that start, you feel me? And I actually thought that Tyler Huntley was in trouble. You feel me? I thought Tyler Huntley was going to be him and George Johnson was fighting for that quarterback number 2 spot. And Tyler Huntley wound up winning it. Now, don't get me wrong. Josh Johnson still made the 53-man roster for the simple fact that some of the players, like 3 players, if I'm not mistaken, like Keaton Mitchell, and it was somebody else. Give me a second, and I'm most definitely gonna give y'all that information. But it was a reason. It was a reason why. All right, so the Ravens is bringing back Brent Urban, Kayvon Seymour, and Josh Johnson as the active roster. So Josh Johnson will be the 3rd quarterback that make the roster for the simple fact that Keaton Mitchell is going to be out, Malik Ham is going to be out, and Pepe Williams is going to be out for the first 4 games of the season. They're going to start the season off on the IR. And like I said, we got to the quarterbacks and let's get to the running backs, man. The running backs got J.K. Dobbins, Keaton Mitchell, as I just announced that he will be starting the season off in the IR. We got Gus Atwood. We got Project Pat, a.k.a. Pat Ricard, and we got Justice Hill. Now, that running back core looks pretty solid to me. You know what I mean? Now, I'm so happy that we was able to get J.K. Dobbins back. J.K. Dobbins was able to put his contract situation to the side for right now. Hopefully he will ball out. I think he will ball out this year. I think that he will be 1,000-yard back. You feel me? So, it just things are going to have to progress. The way this offense is starting to show, man, it looks like it's going to be an up-tempo offense. It's going to look like it's not going to be too many huddles. You feel me? So I'm really interested in seeing how we transition to this new offensive scheme and see how this running is still going to be a primary thing in our offense, which I'm hoping that it is because you don't stop what we already love and what we do best, and that's run the ball, shoot the clock up. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm most definitely interested in seeing this group right here, the wide receiver group. You know what I mean? Because this wide receiver group is going to be dope. We got OBJ, Zay Flowers, Rashard Bateman, Devin Duvernay, Nelson Aguilar, and Tylan Wallace. Now, Tylan Wallace is automatically wild card. Did not expect him to make the team. I ain't even gonna lie. Now, I thought he was gonna make the practice squad, but to actually make the 53-man roster, I actually thought that last wide receiver position was gonna go to James Prochet. And if y'all remember a couple episodes ago, man, I felt like James Prochet should have made some noise in this preseason, man. And I thought he was really going to make some noise because previously preseason years, he was making some type of noise. He was showing some improvement, and he was able to get on the field at times last year. So I was like, all right, James Prochet, this has got to be your year, man. You have to make this squad. You know what I mean? I felt like that you had the potential and you was mature enough that you had probably just a little bit more IQ and skill set over the younger wide receivers that's making this that's trying out for the squad. But Tylan Wallace has something different to say, man. Tylan Wallace, as we are seeing, and how he balled out this preseason, man, he deserved to be on the squad. He deserved that spot on the 53-man roster because you got to think the first 2 preseason, Tylan Wallace scored the touchdown. You know what I mean? So that lets me know that he's not just a practice guy. He's a game time guy. Now, I would love to see how this translates throughout the season. Hopefully that he keep this progression and his potential will still rise for him, because I believe that Tylan Wallace will see some time this year. It's going to be some time that this wide receiver group might not be full in effect every week. You know what I mean? Because we already kind of got question marks around OBJ. Is he going to be able to play a whole season? How many snaps he going to play a week? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Even though that, knock on wood, we hoping that, wishing OBJ nothing but the best. You know what I mean? Because I feel like this is going to be a special year for OBJ. I feel like OBJ can most definitely open up some potential things for other wide receivers like Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers has shown that he's a shifty wide receiver. You're not going to really be able to get hands on him too much. You know what I mean? The best way, I feel like Zay Flowers is going to draw a lot of holding and PI calls this year, because people is not really going to be able to match his speed. Now, I understand like Tyreek Hill is the fastest wide receiver in the game right now, but I feel like Zay Flowers can almost match that speed, or be just as shifty as Tyreek Hill. Now, I'm not saying that we expected him to put up Tyreek Hill numbers. It's not what I'm expecting, because I still believe that Rashad Bateman is going to lead us in the receiving yards and catches this year, you know, as far as the wide receivers. Now, I think Mark Andrews is going to lead everybody in the receptions as far as, you know, coming on to the Ravens. But I feel like that for the wide receivers, I feel like this is the year that Rashad Bateman is going to start answering a lot of questions, and he's going to put himself out there. You know what I mean? So this wide receiver core, we didn't talked about it. We didn't fantasized about it. Now we just cannot wait to see it next week, man, because I feel like next week it's going to be a pop quiz. I'm not going to say it's going to be something that everybody got to sit down and watch out for, but it's the Houston Texans. I'm pretty sure that everybody in the world is rooting for the Ravens to win, and this wide receiver core should at least take some type of advantage over Houston Texans. So can't wait to see how things is going to progress. You know what I mean? And like I said, we already talked about the tight ends. The tight ends is led by Mark Andrews. But we also got Isaiah Likely, who showed some promise last year. And we got Charlie Kalor. You know what I mean? And I feel like those two is going to have a pivotal role when it comes to tight ends this year. You know what I mean? I feel like, yes, Mark Andrews is going to get a lot of attention. Yes, Mark Andrews is Lamar Jackson's safety blanket, favorite guy, favorite target, and all that. But I feel like Isaiah Likely has showed some, number one, you can't take him down off the first tackle. Number two, he got some burst of speed that you didn't really expect him to have. You know what I mean? Charlie Kalor is showing that if we put three tight ends out here, which tight end as you really going to have to really stop and try to play? Now, we already know all the eyes will go to Mark Andrews, but when it comes to one-on-one things, Charlie Kalor showed us a lot during the preseason and during camp. So I'm really can't wait to see what he brings to the table when it comes to this long journey of this season, man. You feel me? So that tight end spot, that tight end room is nice. You know what I mean? It ain't the big sexiest names other than Mark Andrews, but I guarantee you Isaiah Likely and Kalor is going to have a big major role inside this offense, and a lot of teams will sleep on them and forget about them. You feel me? Before I wrap this offensive side up, man, we got to show love to the big boys, because without the big boys, the big guys up front, man, Lamar is going to be running around like a chicken with his head cut off, man. And I can't really wait to see how this offensive line stands up this year, man. As we already know, we got Tyler Lindenbaum, we got Patrick Ricard, we got Ben Cleveland, we got Kevin Zietler. We got, oh man, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce his name right. Molasses Lua. I'm sorry if I can't get his name right. John Simpson, Daniel Falalele, Morgan Moses, and Ronnie Stanley. And we most definitely got our fingers crossed and hoping that Ronnie Stanley can at least play majority of the year. Because, man, in my opinion, I feel like he's one of the best offensive tackles in the game. You know, when healthy, Shorty is a monster. You know what I mean? But this offensive line now is no longer power blocking. You know what I mean? It's going to be zone blocking this year. So it's pretty much, if you don't understand what zone blocking is, it's pretty much whatever zone that this offensive line will be hitting to. Whatever guy that you get your hands on first, you got to make sure you clear that zone so the running backs can have open holes. You know what I mean? It's no longer going helmet on helmet. You get this guy, you get this guy. It's not how this offensive flow, this offensive line is going to be blocking this year. You know what I mean? So I really think that this zone blocking is going to come and help Lamar. And I think it's going to give Lamar some time this year. It's no longer going to have Lamar sitting here dancing. And hopefully that this offensive line can at least give Lamar some time back there to actually go through his progressions. Because if he can do that, man, I'm projecting already right now that Lamar will throw 3,000 yards this year. I'm projecting that Lamar will get over 3,000 passing yards this year. His rushing yards will take a dip because I don't think that this is the year that him and his legs will have to actually do the job for real. I think that this is the year that if Lamar can go through his progressions and can read the safeties right and make sure that these blitzes don't get home, and that's what that offensive line is going to have to protect. How do you stop the Ravens? You know what I mean? Point blank. How do you stop them? Because we already seen games. If you give Lamar some time back there going through his progression and nobody's coming up near him, man, big things happen. Good things happen. Big plays happen. So you know what I mean? So that's what we are looking for. We're going to be looking for some big plays, some big things to happen this year coming out of this offense, because this offense is going to have a lot of questions to answer now. Now that I'm pretty sure that it's not looking like it's going to be a run first type offense. You know what I mean? So hopefully Todd Monken can most definitely have a balanced offense this year. You know what I mean? Balance. I'm not saying it had to be 50-50, but at least I'm looking to be, if it's going to be 55-45, 60-40, somewhere in that type of range. Don't just over exceed the passing and forget about running, and don't over exceed the running and forget about the passing. You know what I mean? We got to keep it balanced. I think this is going to be the year that it's going to be a balanced year. It's going to be a different year, a different setting for us Ravens flockers. Now, flockers, I just want y'all to go ahead and get this out your head, yo. Every game ain't going to be perfect, yo. You got to stay here and remember that this is a new offense. This is a new terminology coming in. Things ain't going to look pretty in the beginning. You know what I mean? So you just got to be patient. Hopefully that the Ravens can figure out, and hopefully that, you know, one thing that I would like to see the Ravens make this year is end game adjustments. You know what I mean? As the game flowing, hopefully Todd Monken and our defensive coordinator can actually make end game adjustments and can slow things down instead of try to making next week adjustments. So that's one thing I'm most definitely going to be looking forward to in this year, man. Before I switch over to the defensive side, man, let's get some of these comments out here. You feel me? Yes, Shador Sanders did ball out yesterday, Pernell, man. Like I said, he really showing himself that it's a possibility that he can be on this Heisman watch. You feel me? So, like I said, people, yo, pay attention to Buffalo, man. Pay attention. What it is, my guy Patrick, man. Let's go. Yes, yo, long live the GRYD. Yes, sir. This is the great network. If y'all have not checked out the GRYD network yet, please, I'm trying to tell y'all, go check out our network. We got dope shows. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get to that towards the end of the end of my show. You know what I mean? Caleb Williams, baby Mahomes. I like to see some more out of that. You feel me? Before we actually, you know, go deep and go further into this saying, man, I got to see a little bit more. You know what I mean? I hate to give people, you know, early projection titles already. You know what I mean? Then he wound up trying to, his head is up there, but his game is not. So I got to see a little bit more from my guy, you feel me, to actually give him baby Mahomes. Barry, a.k.a. the wrench, the disruptor, as he like to call himself, man. Don't watch my troll. I didn't even watch the game. I'm gonna tell you, keep it a buck with you. I didn't watch the game. I seen the highlights, man. So if that makes you feel any better, I didn't watch it. I just seen the highlights and what he was able to do. Sheesh. Boy, I tell you, yo, my man Barry always trying to give people the hard time, man. All right, man. Let's start off on this defensive side of the ball, man, because this defensive side of the ball is also stout with some big names also. We're going to start off with the defensive lineman. The defensive lineman, as we already know, we got the new addition of Jadeveon Clowney. We got Michael Pierce. We got Justin Ameta BK, Brogdon Washington, and Travis Jones. Now, the person I'm really looking forward to is Clowney. We already know that we are looking to see if Clowney can be that guy. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not looking for Clowney to lead the league in sacks. I'm not looking for Clowney to actually try too hard to put his name back out there. I am looking for Clowney to control the edge. He's a good run stopper. You know what I mean? And occasionally put pressure on the quarterback. If he can occasionally put pressure on the quarterback to make quarterbacks either get rid of the ball early, throw interceptions, cause fumbles, something in that nature. Excuse me. That's where I'm looking for Jadeveon Clowney. I'm not looking for him to go out here and be a TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, or anybody in those games. You know what I mean? It would be dope. Don't get me wrong. It would be dope. But at the same time, play within the system, play within the game, play within the game plan. You feel me? We don't need you to go out here and try to do so much. Another guy that I'm actually looking forward to is Broderick Washington. Just signed a 3-year deal. And I also talked about that a couple episodes ago. Now that you got this new deal, you got to show that that this money is well worth spent. You know what I mean? You can't just be a guy that like, maybe next year. No, you got to outdo Michael Pierce, man. Don't get me wrong. Michael Pierce got hit with the injury bug last year, and I'm expecting him to actually ball out this year. But for Broderick Washington, man, I'm expecting you to club. I'm not saying you got to be the best defensive tackle in the game, but I'm going to need you to most definitely be the best run stopper in the game, or at least one of the best run stoppers in the game, because that was one of the things that I was saying that the Ravens was having trouble is letting running backs getting 5+ more yards a pop. It's not going to be able to work, man. That defense going to have to be able to hold on, stop things, slow. Once they get across that 50, you got to put that seatbelt on. You got to latch them up. And if you're not going to be able to latch these guys up, man, it's going to be some games that defense possibly give up. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to fully say that right now because, like I said, the defense was still good last year. You know what I mean? With a lot of holes and defects on the back end. And before I get there, man, before I get to that back end, let's talk about our linebackers. And I think these linebackers is going to be dope this year, especially coming from Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen, man. I think that these two is going to be the two top linebackers that the NFL is going to talk about this year. You know what I mean? So we got Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen. We got Trenton Simpson. We got Malik Harrison. We got Deshaun Phillips, Malik Ham, David Ojobo, Tavares Robinson, and Odofe Owe. And now, it's a lot of those names that I'm looking to have big games, big games, big season this year. You know what I mean? I'm expecting. I already said that Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith, I felt like it's going to be the best duo interior linebackers this season. Patrick Queen is fighting for a contract. Roquan just got a new contract. So you know what I mean? When you got two monsters that's already hungry and one is already is not hungry. I mean, is really hungry and is fighting for his career. They're gonna make these two dangerous. So we already seen a little bit of last year how Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen played good off each other, fed off each other. You know what I mean? So I'm most definitely looking to see that come about this year. I'm looking to see David Ojobo having a full year now. Remember last year, he was only able to play maybe about 4 to 6 games last year. So now he's coming back off that Achilles injury after he blew his Achilles out last year in his pro day at Mexican. Now that we got a full year, I'm looking to see what this guy is looking to bring, man, because that's one of our weaknesses is the edge rusher. That's why I say I'm looking for Jadeveon Clowney. I'm looking for David Jobu. I'm looking for Odoway, all to have some type of year this year. You know what I mean? Especially Oway. Oway, you got to ball out, my guy, man. You wearing that 99 jersey like you Michael McCrory or something. You got to show something. You know, the last person that wore 99 was Matt Judon. And Matt Judon was a decent outside edge rusher for us. You know what I mean? I would still wish that he was still here, man. Because once he went to Boston, New England, he wound up becoming a double-digit sack getter. So I'm really hoping that now. I'm not saying that you got to be a double-digit sack getter, my guy, but you gotta put some type of pressure on the quarterback this year. I'm most definitely looking your way because I think that if you don't really make no type of progression this year, I think going into next year, man, you will be fighting for your job. So if you don't want to be fighting for your job, well, I'm pretty sure you fight for your job every day, but to actually, you got to keep consistently have eyes behind your back, man. You don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that you can at least get 5 to 6 sacks this year. I'm really hoping. You know what I mean? All right, let's get to this. The real weakness of our defense, man. I'm hoping, and I cannot wait for my guy to get back. But these DBs, baby, as I didn't already told y'all, happy birthday to Jalen Amore Davis. We got him. We got Kyle Hamilton. We got Brandon Stevenson, Pepe Williams. We got Rock Yak Shin, Geno Stone. We got Ronald Darby. We got Darius Washington, Marcus Williams, Arthur Millette, and our guy All-Pro Marlon Humphrey. And I really do believe that this group right here is really going to determine how our season on the defensive end goes, because we are hurting on that cornerback spot. We need every cornerback to actually step up this year, man. You're going to have to ball out. You're going to have to make sure that you don't get beat deep, don't give up big plays. The list goes on. Because I'm pretty sure that every team in the NFL that we playing against this year will be targeting these DBs. Will be. I'm pretty sure other than Marlon Humphrey, man, there's no other proven DB back there. You know, Marcus Williams, yes, because he down there led the safeties and interceptions last year. But Kyle Hamilton got something to prove. You got some big shoes to fill in that now that Chuck Clark is not here. Now Marlon Humphrey went down. Rock Yashin, you're gonna have to play your side of the ball till Marlon gets back. And then the rest of these guys is like, hopefully Ronald Darby can really play out, man. Hopefully he recovered from this ACL injury also that he suffered from last year. And I hope he ball out, because he's already saying that if the Ravens win, that he's trying to figure out where he's going to put his Super Bowl tattoo at. So I'm liking the confidence. I'm loving what he's bringing to the table, man. But these DBs is most definitely our weak link. It is our weak link. And I feel like that teams are really going to pick on us this year. You know what I mean? Hopefully things will change. Hopefully Mike McDaniel can come up with something different and something and a great scheme. I believe that he will come up with a great scheme. He has some great schemes coming in the preseason this year. The defense didn't really give up that many touchdowns, but the games that they did give up a lot of touchdowns, man, it didn't really look too good. So, and I like to go ahead and blame the DBs. You know what I mean? The DBs really going to have to step up this year, man. All right. Before we wrap this whole 53-man roster up, let's talk about the special team. Even though it's only 3 people there, but the special teams is still special because we got this most special kicker in the world right now, and Justin Tucker. And then we coming in with Jordan Strout as our punter, and our new long snapper this year is Tyler Oates. You know what I mean? I'm really hoping that he can really fill in for my guy that injured himself. What's his name? Morgan Cox, I believe is his name. He hurt himself during training camp. So I'm really hoping that he can fill in, don't mess up our kick a streak, our kick a move, settlements, and all that good stuff, man. Because I feel like Justin Tucker's going to play another pivotal year. Justin Tucker got the best leg in the game, is the most accurate kicker in the game, and I feel like Justin Tucker will be needed towards the end of the season. Well, not towards the end of the season, but during the season, especially certain games. I can see Justin Tucker being that guy to win it all for us. So, you know what I mean? It's most definitely going to be an interesting season. You know what I mean? So, before I let y'all go, let's talk about the practice squad real quick. The practice squad is coming out to have Anthony Brown, Melvin Gordon, Owen Wright, Ben Mason, Laquan Treadwell, Sean Wright, Travis Votlek. I'm sorry, I said I was going to get his name if he would make the team, but I will get his name. Sam Mustafia. I gotta get his name together right. To Sean Manning, to Keem Dawes, Rashad Nichols, Bravion Roy, Jermaine Moon, Josh Ross, Daryl Worley, and Jermaine Lucian. All made the practice squad, man. And you know the big name that actually made the practice squad, man, was Melvin Gordon. I actually thought Melvin Gordon was going to make the team, you feel me? But Melvin Gordon made the practice squad. The Ravens felt like that they need that vet running back to be ready and to ready to go, just in case that Gus Edwards or J.K. Dobbins won't be available at times, you know what I mean? And it's kind of crazy that a lot of teams did reach out to Melvin Gordon to see like what they was going to do. And Melvin Gordon simply said that the Vikings, Dolphins, Colts all made calls about Melvin Gordon, but he chooses to stay with the Ravens and join the practice squad because he loved being a flocker. He loved being part of the flock. You feel me? So that's saying something that if things don't go right, if JK can't stay healthy, if Gus can't stay healthy, or if Keaton Mitchell can't make his way back on the field, we already know that we got Melvin Gordon who gonna have fresh legs and ready to go. He showed some progress this preseason. He's showing that he's able to keep the ball high and tight. He's showing that hopefully that fumbling is in the past for him. Now I understand he might fumble twice this year if he get the opportunity, but you know what I mean, it's most definitely dope to see that Melvin Gordon will be staying here in the Ravens organization and he will be ready to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now. Where do I rank the Baltimore Ravens this year? What would their record be? And I'm going to go ahead and say that the Ravens will finish this season, and they will have a great season, at 12-5 this year. I really do think that the Ravens will be 12-5 this year. Now, some of those 5 games is going to be questionable. I really can't determine who I actually think will the Ravens lose to, you know what I mean? But I really think, just to keep it real, man, I think the Ravens will be 12-5. I think the Ravens will win our division, and I think that we will go deep into the playoffs because I feel like a lot of teams won't know how to adjust, how to play us. They still going to think that we are a run-first team. I still think that they still going to think that we still got Greg Roman as our offensive coordinator. We're going to just surprise a lot of teams this year. You know what I mean? And we're going to surprise a lot of guests. I feel like that the Ravens will lose 2 games in our division. We will lose 1 game in Cincinnati, I believe, depending on if Joe Burrow is healthy and will be playing. And I feel like we might slip up to 1 in Cleveland because I feel like Cleveland is a sleeper. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like Cleveland will be in the basement part of in our division, but I still feel like that we might slip up to 1. So, Bryson, if you are watching, I got us beating the Steelers twice this year. Lil Kenny, if you're watching, Funk, Treese, if you're watching, all you Steelers fans, if you're watching, I Got us sweeping y'all this year. Won't be splitting it. Mike Tomlin will have to eat his words. All that. The flock will get y'all twice this year. Here at the bank and up in Pittsburgh this year. So sit back. I can't wait, man. Next Sunday starts it off, man. And it's going to be a dope season for the Ravens. I really see some good things coming out for us. And I just can't wait to see the season unfold for real. So, you know what I mean? As I'm sitting here letting y'all go, man, I appreciate y'all for joining in, man. Like I said, if you're not following my Instagram, please go ahead and follow my Instagram at @thebank_podcast, because I guarantee it's going to be some dope things that's happening on that Instagram. Like next Sunday, like I said, I will be at the bank, M&T Bank Stadium, partying with all the tailgaters that Sunday morning, you feel me? So tune into my Instagram exclusive. It's going to be an Instagram exclusive only. You know what I mean? I would love to have it on here. But, you know, the way this technology things is setting up that we ain't able to do that yet. You feel me? So make sure y'all follow my Instagram page for that Instagram exclusives. I'm down there with the tailgaters into acting with some of the fans, getting their predictions, feeling like, you know what I mean, what they think the season's going to outcome. So please make sure y'all follow my Instagram at @thebank_podcast. Make sure y'all follow all my social media platforms when it comes to At the Bank. You know what I mean? TikTok @thebank_podcast, and Twitter as known as X. You feel me? It's @thebank_pod. So make sure y'all go follow all of those social media platforms. Make sure y'all follow the GRYD Network on all those other platforms too, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, all that. Make sure y'all follow the GRYD Network. I guarantee you, yo, if you're tired of the same old sports stuff and you want to be different, you want to hear different takes, you want to hear different voices, see different faces, make sure y'all follow the GRYD. Guarantee you, that'll be different. Into the GRYD, you feel me? We got great shows, you know what I mean? Not just At the Bank, not just my own MTMO. We got Carving It Up with Bryson. We got All Even Podcast. We got Commanders on Demand. For the NBA, we got The Forum. And for all our MMA lovers, we got Outside the Cage, yo, which is a dope MMA podcast. So check out all of those shows that's under the GRYD Network. I guarantee you, yo, you will not be disappointed. You feel me? And also, if you're not following MTMO Sports Podcast, which is my other podcast, my General Sports Podcast, MTMO prediction season is going to live full in effect. You got until Tuesday to say that you want to join into this prediction season, and the winner will get a MTMO Sports Podcast hat and t-shirt. You know what I mean? That's what the winner gets this year. You feel me? So if you're down to clown, make sure y'all go follow NTMO_sports podcast. Make sure y'all hit me in the DM, say you down. I will send you the link. And bada boom, you in there, dog. You feel me? Like I said, it's going to be a real dope season. Real dope everything. So if you're not already following the movement, yo, follow the movement, because it's nothing but big trust. Because why would you trust anything else? Yo, I catch y'all when I catch y'all, yo. Remember, follow my Instagram. Something special is coming. I'm out.